much as I love seeing animals in tiny hats, we have a problem because the Republicans are rage baiting us here, and quite frankly, it's very effective. But I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't fall for it. Yes, this is an official post by Homeland Security. Yes, it is alligators wearing ice hats because it is a nod to the detention center that they are building in the middle of the Everglades, Alligator Alcatraz, to hold immigrants. That is all happening in 2025. Here's the problem we have. The left sees pictures like this, and rightfully so, gets outraged because of the human rights implications, because of the environmental complications. There are so many reasons why it's a terrible idea to build a mass detention center in the middle of the Everglades. And I will talk about that in a second, because I can't not. But first, I want to talk about why this is such an effective strategy for the Republicans and why the Democrats shouldn't take the bait. The first problem we have is that there's a lot of people who have dark humor, like us, like my channel, and they look at a picture like this and they're like, that's hilarious. And so when the left pushes back on that again, we look like the party that's just like your unfun neighbor, Deborah, who always calls the cops on you. And like, yeah, we were probably being assholes to Deborah, but also it means no one likes Deborah. Not saying we shouldn't be Deborah, but maybe we can find a better way to be Deborah. You know what I'm saying? There are a few people, probably more moderate Republicans, that take a look at this and they're like, I can't believe the Homeland Security is putting this out. It's a little too far even for me. But for the most part, people are very much in support of this, and they recognize that Republicans are unserious and performative, and they're cool with it. They want more of it. And while I know you're saying, Casey, this could be bots, you're right. A lot of people on the internet aren't actually real people, but look at this. We know that fundraising for the Republicans has spiked with this. This has enlivened their base. They think it's sexy and awesome that they're doing something about immigration. Now, it's the wrong thing entirely, but to these people, they're like, well, at least the Republicans are doing something. Remember, the Republicans have characterized these people as lawless criminals that they're rounding up to save you and your jobs from these people. Now, we all know that that is a far-right talking point that's not correct. We know that they've been misled, but the Republican voters don't know that, or they don't care, and their fundraising dollars show this. So even if Ron DeSantis knows it's not a great idea to build a detention center in the middle of Florida, in the middle of the summer, in an Everglades wetlands protected area, a sacred area to the indigenous people, even though Ron DeSantis knows that's a bad idea, he's going to do it because it's going to pay off in fundraising dollars. So we've got protesters coming at this from all angles. We've got Democratic people complaining about the climate and environmental impacts, and we've got the indigenous people talking about how insensitive it is to their native sacred lands. We've got the people who have rightful concerns about human rights issues. Everybody here is complaining, and the Republicans are just going forward and laughing about it. It's called vibes. The purpose isn't to make leftists take it seriously. It's to have fun and mock them. Seems to be working pretty well. Yeah. So even though it's detestable that Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier came up with this immigration detention center called Alligator Alley to be put in the middle of the Everglades, in the middle of Florida's raging hot summer, which I cannot express to you how dangerous it is to even have any kind of building conditions, let alone a facility that's meant to house people that's going to be built in several weeks on an old airstrip in the middle of a wetlands. So yeah, it's detestable that he's doing this, but it doesn't really matter whether he thinks this is a great idea or not. It's a great idea for the Republicans because they're going to fundraise the hell out of it, and they're going to make Democrats look like prudes to the people that are Republicans. They're going to make Democrats look like an inefficient party because they don't have a response to this, because there are so many Democrats that are angry that this is getting built. But what is the alternative? Because the Democrats haven't set forth an immigration policy that people understand. Hey, by the way, remember we were talking about the investigation that was looking into this guy for fraud? That's right, you don't, because so much other bad stuff has happened that people just forget, and he gets to go on about his job. We know that immigration was one of the issues that the Democrats lost on with Kamala Harris. We know that and the economy. Now, that doesn't mean that the Republicans are better at immigration or the economy. Actually, they're not better at either, and we have facts to show that. But it doesn't matter if we have facts if people are living their lives and they're unsatisfied or dissatisfied by the information the parties are putting out. Politics is performative now, and we know that. I just showed you a tweet about somebody recognizing that Kristi Noem is being performative with this post, and they love it. The only way to combat this is if the Democrats begin bringing actual policy to the floor that is easy to communicate and message to people. They need to bring policy that is packageable, palatable for the average person. Easy talking points. Stop using acronyms. Use words that people understand and can relate to. What do you mean? Bring a bunch of policies forward without actual specific talking points? How could that ever work? Can anybody tell me about what Trump's healthcare plan is at all? Remember that? Remember that healthcare plan we were supposed to hear about 2 weeks ago? It's been like 12 years now, right? The Democrats have to put forward policies and actionable items that they can show to the people that they are trying to pass in Congress, but the Republicans are refusing to allow them to do it. They have to show it to people, take things like this and say, okay, bet, watch this. Checkmate, bitches, when they put forth a policy that is not only humane, but is also a reasonable immigration policy. Because if you ask any Democrat, most people are like, yeah, I mean, we have to have immigration policy. We just want it to be humane. We want people to have due process. We want there to be a reasonable way for people to become citizens. There needs to be a pathway. That's all we're saying. The Republicans have figured out how to dupe their voters, and the Democrats haven't figured out how to communicate to theirs. And until we fix this problem, rage bait like this is just going to further polarize the Democrats and make the Republicans more popular. And I said what I said.